From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, January 26, 2016. I'm Paula Degnan in for Ann Gownley. Poles and wires had shut down a portion of Route 93 in Sugarloaf Township since this morning. Crews were called to the area of County Road and North Main Street for a three-phase pole line down on the roadway. Route 93 was closed in both directions between Knorr Road and Mundy's Road in Sugarloaf Township. According to crews, wires covered the road. Traffic was diverted off a section of Route 93 at the north and south ends of North Main Street, which connect with Route 93. Crews say the cleanup and reconstruction could take hours and likely continue into the night. A man wanted for allegedly robbing two businesses in Luzerne County amid a robbery spree that has targeted 5 businesses in as many days is now behind bars. 39-year-old Joseph Lombardo has been charged by police with 4 counts of robbery, simple assault, theft, illegal possession of a firearm, reckless endangerment, and other related charges. Police in Wilkes-Barre captured Lombardo in a home on South Franklin Street 1 day after leading police on a chase in a gold 2008 GMC Acadia. Lombardo allegedly robbed Tobacco Road in Pittston Township and Curry Donuts in Pittston last week. Lombardo has a history of burglary and drug trafficking convictions, and it's still unclear if he's a suspect in several other robberies that were in the area in recent days, including Friendly's Food Mart on Wyoming Avenue and Golden Star Chinese Restaurant in Avoca. Police in Berwick still on the lookout for the man who held up the First Columbia Bank and Trust there yesterday afternoon. The suspect, described as a white male with gray hair, with facial hair, and walks with a limp. He's about 5 feet 10 inches tall, was wearing a dark-colored hoodie and blue jeans at the time of the robbery. The suspect was possibly operating a dark-colored SUV or pickup truck with a cap on the back. The suspect fled the scene with an undetermined amount of cash. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Columbia County Communications Center at 570-784-6300 or email tips@berwick-pa.com. Prosecutors say Rafael Mora Polanco's alibi to the homicide charge against him is full of holes. They say they can call at least a dozen people who will dispute the claims. 27-year-old Mora Polanco is known on the street as Max. He's accused of murder in the execution-style slaying of 35-year-old Jorge Monero in Hazleton last summer. In a filing Monday, prosecutors identify 12 people they say can disprove Mora Polanco's claims, adding that the staff at a convenience store and Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton are among those who can. Mora Polanco remains jailed without bail in county prison. His trial set to start February 29th. 3 of his relatives also face witness intimidation charges in the case. Charges against a Freeland man accused of setting fire to a local business will head to trial. David Barna appeared at a hearing yesterday. He allegedly set fire to Sorrento's Pizzeria on Center Street in Freeland during the early morning hours of December 18th. Barna's attorney argued that the state didn't prove that Barna intentionally started the blaze. He asked that the 2 charges of arson be dismissed. The judge, however, ruled in favor of the prosecution, and all charges will now go to Luzerne County Court. A formal arraignment is scheduled for April. A Luzerne County judge reduced the bail of 2 people accused of plotting to defraud Mohegan Sun Pocono of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Bail was reduced Tuesday for 50-year-old Robert Pellegrini, the casino's former vice president of player development, and 51-year-old Mark Joseph Heltzel of Dallas. Both men were behind bars for lack of $500,000 cash bail, stating that they posed a flight risk. The woman involved in the alleged scheme, 37-year-old Rochelle Pozlesny, was released on $100,000 unsecured. Pellegrini's attorney argued that bail was excessive because he has no criminal history. Pellegrini's bail set at 10% of $125,000. Heltzel set at 10% of $150,000, and he must surrender any firearms. The United States Supreme Court voting yesterday to extend a decision from 2012 that struck down automatic life terms with no chance of parole for teenage murderers. There are 400 juvenile offenders in Pennsylvania who can now be considered for parole or new sentences, including prisoners from Luzerne and Lackawanna counties. The state must now plan on how to deal with the influx of petitions for reconsidered sentences. Former Lackawanna County District Attorney Ernie Priade also stated that it will be a personal nightmare for the families of the victims who thought that their ordeals were over and done with. It was an icy mess around the area this morning. Roads in Greater Hazleton covered by a coating of ice, which made them accidents waiting to happen, and there were quite a few among them. Among them, crashes at Poplar Street and the Heights Gardner Beltway, that's Route 424. There were two separate accidents at 15th and McKinley, one at Honey Hole Road and Lake Francis Road in Denison Township near Riley, as well as several others. None involved any serious injuries, though one saw airbag deployment. Also, two school buses were stuck on the hill, one James Street between 5th and 6th about 8:45 this morning, though there was no accident. Later, the temperatures rose above freezing and the problems disappeared, but when the temperatures rose, that left much of the snow melting onto the roadways. And what might that mean for tomorrow morning's commute? We're going to check into the Weather Center right now with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik and find out how low it might go. Joe?
Well, it's going to get about below freezing as we head through tonight, and again, with a lot of the snow that melted, there's going to be some icy spots out there as we go into tonight and tomorrow morning, so be careful if you happen to be traveling across northeastern and central Pennsylvania, but no organized storm systems to talk about, at least here across the northeast. You can see a lot of this moisture from Mississippi through Alabama, through Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia. Again, that's just plain rain. We're not going to really have to worry about any organized systems here across the northeast. Some colder air from Wisconsin through Michigan producing some snow, but closer to home, these are actually high temperatures over the past 24 hours, getting up into the 40s despite the early morning low temperatures, which caused a little bit of that freezing rain showers and freezing drizzle that caused a little bit of some havoc on the highways. But again, these temperatures now pretty nice, 41 in New Angola, 43 in Berwick, and 43 degrees in Bloomsburg. The complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a few. Paula?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, more news headed your way, including a look at this year's American Cancer Society Telethon and what you can expect. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, Weather with Meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and Sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
We're here. We're here to fight this. We're here with board-certified oncologists. We're here with access to genetic counseling, clinical trials, and the most advanced treatment options. We're here with the strength of the region's leading health network. And now we're here in Hazleton, the new LVHN Cancer Center. We're here for you.
Volunteer Income Tax Assistance is a program that allows dedicated volunteers to receive functional training from the IRS beginning in December through mid-January to help prepare basic tax returns in communities across the country. No previous experience or knowledge of taxes is required. You'll get specialized training, or you can choose a volunteer role that doesn't require tax law certification. The hours are flexible, the training is free and convenient, and the time commitment is up to you. VITA sites are also conveniently located at community and neighborhood centers, libraries, schools, or additional locations. How can you make a difference? Simple. Help your community in preparing taxes free of charge by becoming a volunteer with the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. Learning to prepare taxes is a way to give back to the community and gain a valuable skill set. And it is a great resume builder. Interested or want to learn more? Contact Diane Connolly or King Ajay Frimpong. Volunteering, putting your best foot forward.
Luzerne County Council meets tonight and will consider an arbitration settlement. D.A. Nolt, a New Jersey-based contractor, sued the county, claiming it's owed $1.6 million for a courthouse restoration project that ended in 2013 because of delays out of the company's control. The county countersued, claiming Nolt should be at least responsible for over $600,000 in water damages to interior murals and plaster because it didn't cover them during the work. The settlement for $375,000, payment to Nolt's arbitration claim, but the county suit will continue. D.A. Nolt was paid $5.17 million. Wilkes-Barre's new mayor says he will not be attending council meetings. Mayor Tony George on Monday said he will only attend if there are agenda items that need his attention. Former Mayor Tom Layton attended council meetings and often responded to questions from the public. George said his department heads will continue to attend council meetings and work sessions. George said residents can call his helpline at 570-208-4158 if they need any assistance. A Wilkes-Barre district judge is moving. Thomas Malloy will move into 100 Hazel Street, the same building where District Judge Rick Cronauer has his courtroom. County officials sought out the new digs in July because Malloy's North Empire Street office, which was longtime District Judge Martin Kane's court for years, is the most expensive among the county's 16 district offices. The rent, more than $7,000 a month. The administration is asking County Council to approve a lease extension for North Empire through the end of April because the lease for Hazel Street hasn't been finalized. Renovations have to be done there, and the county is awaiting approval from the state Supreme Court to house the two offices together. If approved, both offices must maintain separate courtrooms and identities, though they can share support staff. The public has voted, and the North Branch of the Susquehanna River has been named the 2016 Pennsylvania River of the Year. It beat out four others, including Lackawanna and Lehigh. The State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources and the Pennsylvania Organization for Waterways announced the winner after a 5-week online voting period. The river was nominated by the Endless Mountains Heritage Region in cooperation with the Susquehanna Greenway Partnership. The organizations will receive a $10,000 leadership grant, which will go toward funding activities related to the river. A sad note in the entertainment world today. Abe Vigoda, best known as Detective Phil Fish in the 1970s TV series Barney Miller, died on Tuesday. Vigoda was also in the movie The Godfather and appeared in several Broadway shows. Vigoda is survived by a daughter, grandchildren, and a great-grandson. Vigoda was 94. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik back with a full look at our forecast. Plus, we'll be taking a look at this year's American Cancer Society Telethon and what you can expect from the big day. That much and more coming up here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Ken Altenbach from Team Building US. As a company that is honest and passionate about others, the ultimate mission of Team Building US is to make you a success.
Team Building US provides leadership development for people just like you and me. They offer essential training needed to build successful teams and impressive leaders. Team Building US's workshops are created and developed specifically for you or your organization.
From one person to 1,000, Team Building US has the solution.
Boy, I hope I win tonight.
Why?
It's tax time, and I have to get my taxes done.
Well, why don't you try Honest Abe's tax service? The most you'll pay is $75 to $125. They say don't stress, pay less.
What's that name again?
Honest Abe's Business and Tax Service. 310 South Church Street, Hazleton, 570-861-8297.
Well, we did manage to get above freezing today, and you know what that means. Some of the snow starts to melt that has fallen across northeastern and central Pennsylvania, and in addition to that, it makes it heavier. So if you happen to be shoveling the snow, you got to really give yourself some extra time and take a lot of breaks. But I tell you one thing, though, it definitely makes great snowball packing when it happens to be like this. You can make a good snowman. You can even make a snow fort, whatever you want, and you can even do this to some of your friends. I wouldn't suggest that, but hey, it's winter. Have some fun out there while it lasts. After all, we are in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. And by the way, I didn't break any cameras when I threw that. There was no harm done. But today, you know what? Not too bad of a day. Felt pretty good when you happen to be walking outside. But earlier this morning, we know we did have a little bit of that freezing drizzle, a little bit of that freezing rain showers around, but very quickly, those temperatures did get above freezing, and then we didn't have to worry about any problems after that. But again, not much going on across the Northeast. Kind of quiet across our area as we progressed through the day. Here's a look at our Live 35 Skycast Doppler. Really nothing to show you. It is fairly quiet. Temperature-wise, we're at 43 degrees. Feels good when you happen to be walking outside. 40s feel good right now. Some areas in the mid to upper 40s, including State College. In the Wyoming Valley area, temperatures still in the 40s. Still got a lot of clouds around. Some precip as you go towards southeastern PA. But other than that, we're just kind of stuck in those clouds. And that's going to be the case as we head through tonight. Some clearing as we head into tomorrow. Not too bad of a day for our Wednesday. In fact, the next several days, really not expecting any organized storm systems to impact our area. Notice tonight dropping down into the 20s. So again, we're going to have to deal with some icy spots tonight into early tomorrow morning. And notice how cold it gets as we go into tomorrow night and early Thursday morning. We're looking at temperatures actually dropping down into the teens. So a little bit of some colder air starts to make its way into our area. But like I said, no organized storm systems to talk about. This guy here at this point in time will not be impacting our weather whatsoever. So you can kind of relax at this time. Here's a look at the extended forecast and what we can expect over the next couple of days. Well, we got about 33 for tomorrow, generally in the 30s the next couple of days, and that's going to be a little bit colder as we go into our Friday. Weekend not looking bad. Looks like it should be fairly quiet, milder for Sunday in the 40s, and then back into the 30s as we go into early next week. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers are pick 224 to pick 3316 and the pick 41634. Pick 5 numbers looking like this: 05968. Treasure hunt numbers 24, 11, 19, and 22. Stick around. We'll have a lot more for you coming up after this break.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget. Restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Hi, I'm Bill Washko. Join me for a Let's Talk Chiropractic when our guest, Rick Ryder, professional wrestler, will be on with Dr. Stacy and Dr. John. Only on WYLN TV 35.
Gownley. Not only am I the news anchor for WYLN's Late Edition News at 10, but I also like to donate my time to organizations like the American Cancer Society.
The 38th Annual American Cancer Society Telethon is right around the corner. This week on Topic A with Gary Perna, we heard from two of the co-chairs for the event. Jane Doherty and Clemmy Yamona stopped in to talk about what you can expect this year.
Things are going very well, Gary. We will be kicking off with the Hazleton Area High School Band, as usual. They bring lots of energy to our telethon. We have dance studios, we have karate groups, we have a fiddler. He's been with us for a number of years. We have vocalists, pianists, duets, trios. We are also going to have a fashion show again this year, but it'll be a little bit different. Old Navy has graciously agreed to provide fashions for us, and it's going to be a family fashion show. So you may see a daddy-daughter duo or a mommy-daughter duo, and that's going to be something new and unusual. We also have a health fair, free health fair. We'll probably have 15 or 16 vendors there, and that will be going from 11 to 2. And we have turkey trays, hundreds of turkey trays. Hazleton area loves their turkey trays. A very nice bake sale. We have a children's art project going on right now. We like to think that our telethon is very much an educational tool.
The mission statement: to raise funds to enable the Greater Hazleton Area Unit of the American Cancer Society to continue its services to the community with greater awareness of the unit services, increase the community's knowledge of cancer prevention and detection through professional and also public education. And it has become about, because it has fulfilled its scope from the very beginning. And we're very pleased. And isn't it wonderful this year that our theme is on the road to wellness, and we're going to the Wellness Center.
Mark the calendar now. The telethon will be held on Saturday, February 27th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. at the Health and Wellness Center in Hazleton. And of course, WYLN will be broadcasting the entire event live. Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacek will return with one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
WYLN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazleton's Funfest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants of Spare Hill Flag, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WYLN, we're your local network.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
Charlie Montoyo reached the big leagues as a player and as a coach, but carved his legacy in the minor leagues, and today the former Wilkes-Barre Scranton Red Baron was elected into the International League Hall of Fame. Montoyo spent parts of 2 seasons in the mid-90s with the Red Barons, but truly made his mark as a manager of the Durham Bulls, winning 7 division titles, 3 Manager of the Year awards, and 2 Governor's Cups. For the second time this offseason, a former District 2 football standout has decided to transfer from Penn State. After Geno Lewis left earlier in the month, the Scranton Times-Tribune is reporting that Scranton prep grad Joe Holmes plans to transfer after walking on to the Nittany Lions as a defensive tackle in 2014. The program was able to add a verbal commit for the class of 2016 on Tuesday as kicker Alex Barbier flipped from Rutgers to Penn State. It's Tuesday, and it's time for Plays of the Week as we look at the top highlights we captured over the last 7 days. Penn State Schuylkill Jaquan Craig owning both ends of the floor. Swipe, Wesley Snipes, finger roll, and flex for Craig. Then we see Holy Redeemer's Zach Brennan feels the contact coming, so he swerves on them with the finish falling to the ground. But with over 10,000 loops on Vine, the people have decided to play, or plays of the week, go to the Planutis, a.k.a. Jump Brothers, for their dunks against Coughlin and Jeffrey with one hand, Bobby with two, Hazelton streaking and dunking, and the Planutis brothers rule plays of the week. Last night, it was Hazelton girls basketball and Mackenzie Uri highlight show with the Lady Cougars attempting to avenge their only conference loss this season against Dallas. Hazelton coach Joe Gavio rocking the Coaches vs. Cancer tee for Suits and Sneakers Week. Doesn't look too happy there, but plenty of reasons to smile on Monday, and a lot of them stem from his senior point guard who exploded in the third quarter. Right there, it's Uri from mid-range, and then you see Uri from a little bit further out as the Cougars lead grows to 15. Uri with 16 of her game-high 29 points in the frame. There's another triple, stroking it from all over the court. She can take it to the basket too. The Wyoming Valley Conference's leading scorer helps Hazelton avenge that earlier season loss to Dallas. 64-55 is the final last night. And tonight on Late Edition Sports, we bring you boys basketball highlights. But next, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
WYLN TV 35, first in live sports. Join Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and the entire WYLN sports team as we bring you the best in live local sports. WYLN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
Join us this week on Women Today. Attorney Stephen Seach will be joining us from the Seach Law Firm. He's going to talk to you about things you need to know about the law during life's transitions. We'll have another great wine from Simply Homebrew. Kathy's getting us ready with some great fall fare. We've got not one but 2 giveaways and a fantastic Woman on the Move. You want to join us for this one. It's coming up this week on Women Today.
We don't have any organized storm systems to talk about, at least for the next several days. That, of course, is some good news. We got those temperatures getting above freezing, which is, again, some more welcome news across our area. And spring getting closer and closer, just around the corner. Something we have to at least look forward to, but we got to take it day by day. Notice these temperatures, though, have been pretty nice. Areas getting up into the 40s. You walk outside, it actually feels very pleasant, very nice. However, heading into tomorrow, well, it's going to be a little bit colder, and especially as we start going into tomorrow night. Extended forecast looking like this, and what we can expect over the next several days. Well, not looking bad because we don't have to worry about any storms to talk about. Generally in the 30s, a little bit colder for Friday. Nice, very nice for Sunday. Back up into the 40s. So overall, it's shaping up to be not too bad.
You know what this season is? Messy windshield season. So make sure you have the fluid so you can clean your...
Yeah,
there you go. Wash it.
Solid 15 minutes in the morning, yeah.
At least. You have yourselves a wonderful evening.